Just think, in the whole world, a human being is left alone with a kangaroo. Something like this happens in our today's story. In the beginning of the story, a man named Ethan was sitting in a rocket and going to the moon. But then a huge asteroid named Atlas turned towards the Earth. It was bigger than the asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs on Earth. To avoid this, humans made a plan. The space station in which Ethan was going to the moon was also made for this purpose. There were many dangerous modern weapons in it, with the help of which the asteroid will be destroyed and its core will be pulled away from the Earth with the help of the gravity of the moon. After working hard for 8 years, humans finally succeeded in this mission. And now, after finishing his work, Ethan and all his companions were ready to come back to Earth. But before coming back, Ethan wanted to express his love to his commander Grace. And to prepare for this, he went to his room and started singing songs in headphones and started writing a letter. At the same time, an astronaut named Noah gave Commander Grace a scary news. Actually, at that time, there was something wrong with his weapons. In the next half hour, the entire core of the Atlas asteroid was about to fall on the moon. As soon as he got this news, Commander Grace immediately gave orders to evacuate the space station. After which, everyone started running towards their rockets at full speed. But Ethan was still busy writing his love letter. And because of the headphones in his ears, he didn't hear any warning alarm. But after a few minutes, his eyes first fell on the rocket. As soon as he saw it, he ran towards the base station at full speed. At that time, there were 6 more rockets there. Seeing them, Ethan felt a little reassured. But then, suddenly, 5 rockets flew at the same time, after which Ethan had only one last rocket left. He tried many unsuccessful attempts to contact his team, but then when there was no other way, he started running his rover at full speed. But then a very big pit came in his way, and his rover fell straight into that pit. By the time he could get out of that pit, the last rocket had also flown, and by then the asteroid's pit had started to fall at that place. To escape from it, Ethan thought of hiding in another pit, but then some part of the pit fell straight into that pit, because of which Ethan became unconscious for a while. But when he regained consciousness, he believed that it would not be difficult to find him from the Earth. But then a very big asteroid went straight and hit the Earth, because of which the entire Earth was destroyed. For the next 6 months, Ethan was constantly trying to contact the Earth, and even now, when he did not succeed, he accepted his fate. Fortunately, he had a lot of food and water to spend the rest of his life. After congratulating all the martyred people, Ethan decided to fulfill all his wishes, in which he had to spend some time on the first number in Commander Grace's room. But he did not know the password to Grace's room, and his second wish was to surf on the moon. In the beginning, he kept falling very badly, but after trying for many days, he succeeded in surfing. But even now, he did not get the password to Grace's room, and now, in anger, he blew that door. After which he decided to go on a date with a picture of Grace, during which he accidentally dropped ketchup on Grace's face. And taking advantage of this opportunity, he kissed Grace's picture. But he was unaware that at that time the entire team of the space station was watching him from their new headquarters. And seeing his behavior, everyone turned their faces. And on the other hand, Grace was completely surprised to see this. But due to the deterioration of the network, at that time, he could only see Ethan, and because Ethan was not in any dangerous trouble. That's why Grace decided to cancel Ethan's rescue mission. But then Chairman Anderson told him that the government decided to show Ethan's new life all over the world in the next 30 days. In fact, after colliding with the asteroid, 30% of the Earth was submerged in water, because of which everyone's life had completely changed. And now the government wanted to awaken a new hope in people through Ethan. That look, this man is trapped alone, but still he is living his life. But astronaut Liam did not consider Ethan worthy of this work, on which Grace told him that they are going to dub Ethan's voice and bring it to the world, so that they can make him say things of their own accord. After this, Grace put a fake story of Ethan in front of the world through the radio, according to which he left his seat in the rocket to save the crew member. And at the same time, Grace also told the world about Ethan's new life broadcast. After 196 days, Ethan went to the warehouse to get his medicine, And at the same time, a voiceover artist named Ava was called to dub Ethan's voice. But he was not given any script. And this time when Ethan reached the warehouse, he saw a new and unknown thing, which Ethan initially thought was a girl and started talking to her. But as soon as he reached her, he saw that she was a bony kangaroo. And at the same time, when the live streaming was started, the camera went straight to the face of that kangaroo. And here, Ava, unaware of everything, also started dubbing according to the kangaroo's lips. Grace tried to stop Ava, but by then it was too late, and many people had seen this thing. And because of this mistake, Grace and Liam had to appear in front of the chairman, where he said that his research team had left a kangaroo named Milo at the base station. And on the other hand, Ava was not a real voiceover artist, but an influencer who voiced different things on social media. And after his mistake, Grace decided that instead of dubbing the video, they would narrate it like a story. On the other hand, in order to call Milo to himself, Ethan took the form of a female kangaroo. But as soon as Milo found out about his reality, he started beating Ethan. Seeing this, Ava started laughing loudly. After this, Grace took all the responsibility of the mistake on his head. And then he got another news that there was going to be a fighting match between Milo and Ethan in the spaceship. After this, everyone started watching the match very carefully. And then Milo, showing his strength, knocked Ethan out of consciousness. Seeing his condition, Grace tried to talk to Ethan. And when he came to his senses, he saw the lines on the communication channel. Then he started crying happily. Despite not being able to hear anyone, he was happy that people on Earth are alive. After making a compromise, the two of them decided to sit in their rover and go to a broken Apollo 18, so that they can use it to reach the lunar station. There was a rocket there, with the help of which they will go back to Earth. Here, Ethan put all his strength in finding the lunar dock, which could help Ethan. After this, Ethan put all his attention in making the spacecraft again. Seeing this, everyone was very surprised, and when Grace checked his file, he found out that he was actually a flight dynamics engineer, who was currently working in the maintenance department. On his 282nd day, Ethan said that due to his broken engine, his rover had a weight limit, because of which he had to leave Milo there and move forward. But still, Milo forced him back to his base. And then Ethan remembered that he can use a weapon here like a prototype engine. But it was very dangerous. But despite this, Milo was ready to support him. After hearing this, astronaut Liam told the whole team that this work can be done. But it was very difficult to bring him to the base before sunset, because the prototype engine worked with solar power, and even though the day of the moon is equal to 14 days of the Earth, even if Ethan kept driving him continuously, he would not be able to reach there. Everyone believed that this work could not be done. But as soon as the sun set, Ethan started driving in the opposite direction. Actually, he could not go out of the sun's light, because as soon as the sun sets on the moon, it gets so cold that it dies. And as soon as he saw this, Grace understood that Ethan is going to follow the sun continuously, so that he has 41 days of time. But on the 28th day, Milo and Ethan were completely tired, and that's why they tied each other with a rope. And after driving for many days, they finally reached the engine. As soon as they reached there, Milo started pressing a button continuously. But fortunately, it was not a complicated button, it was just an engine check button. And because of his dangerous actions, Ethan cut him and locked him inside. After that, they left for their base again. And on the way, Milo's cart was separated from the engine. And by the time Ethan realized this, a lot of time had passed. Ethan knew that if he went back to take Milo, then the sun's light could come out of his hand. Ethan decided to leave Milo there and move ahead, and everyone was surprised to see his action. But after a few minutes, he turned back to Milo at full speed, and after walking back for a while, he finally reached Milo. But now, after all the calculations, everyone believed that they would not be able to return in time. That's why Grace ordered everyone to find the lunar dog as soon as possible, so that Ethan can reach his base again with the help of his battery. Ethan and Milo were very tired because they had been driving without sleeping for a long time, and because of the sunset, they had only 5 hours of battery left, and then the lunar dog suddenly activated. But because he was in power-saving mode, he couldn't find them. And because the battery ran out 55 km from the base, the cabin was completely frozen. And Ethan and Milo had to come out of the ship. On the other hand, astronaut Noah decided to take the control of the lunar dog in his hand and take it to Ethan. But on the way, because the battery ran out, the lunar dog fell into a very big pit. Seeing this, everyone on Earth was very disappointed. Ethan and Milo were talking to each other while looking at the stars. That's when Ethan once again got lost in the memories of Grace. And then, after a while, when he regained consciousness, he saw that Milo was running here and there while following a reflection of glass. This gave Ethan an idea, and he tied a sledge on Milo's back, after which his surfing practice came in handy. Now both of them were moving very fast, but then a very big pit came in front of them. To cross it, Ethan used nitrogen tanks very cleverly. Seeing his success, everyone on Earth was very happy. And now a new hope arose in all of them. On the other hand, because of his bravery, Ethan got a lot of respect on Earth. To get them, the chairman himself used to go. That's when Grace told the chairman that the communication lines were going to be fixed in the next 3 months, after which they can contact Ethan. Gradually, things started getting better again. But no one knew that a very large part of the Atlas asteroid was still waiting for them as a threat. Ethan and Milo were playing with each other when Milo accidentally touched some stars, after which Ethan saw some signals on the screen like last time. Seeing this, Ethan felt that maybe no one is alive on Earth. And maybe Milo must have played with the stars like this before, and then those signals must have come. Seeing this, Ethan got very sad. And Grace started working to fix the communication lines with all his strength. A few days later, Ethan prepared a female kangaroo toy for Milo, and he went out of the ship to finish everything himself. Now Ethan was very disappointed. That's why Grace told the whole world what Ethan was actually feeling. And at the same time, he asked everyone for help to turn the flashlight of his phone towards the moon. On the other hand, Ethan was about to open his helmet away from the ship when he saw the light coming from the Earth. And seeing this, he sat on his knees and started crying. After a while, when Ethan went back to the base and turned on the communication button, he was finally able to hear all his companions. They told him about the live streaming that was going on Earth. But despite this, Ethan was not saying anything. That's why everyone put Grace in front of him. As soon as he said hello, he was very happy. For the next few days, all the engineers helped Ethan fix his spacecraft, but he was happy only after seeing Grace. And finally, after the spacecraft was ready, one night, Ethan got a chance to talk to Grace alone, during which he told Ethan that he had joined the maintenance department only because of him. Actually, Ethan was not ready to work in this department before, but then he saw Grace passing by, and he fell in love with Grace as soon as he saw her. Now he had decided that I will go to the moon. I have to live with this girl. I have to live with her. After that, he was ready to do a little work in the maintenance department. After hearing this, Grace also told him that that day while sitting in the rocket, he saw Ethan running away. But unfortunately, she couldn't wait for him at that time. Because of this conversation, no one's attention went to the asteroid moving towards the Earth. The next day, Milo and Ethan were fully prepared to return home. And with the help of his team, he finally launched the spacecraft safely. Seeing this, everyone was very happy. Because after spending 923 days on the moon, Ethan and Milo had finally reached the space station. And then Noah called an urgent meeting and told everyone about the big part of Atlas which was moving towards them quickly. And the chairman believed that only one man could save them from this danger, because the engine of his spacecraft was a weapon in itself. That man was none other than Ethan. After hearing this, Grace went to the control room and turned off the live streaming, because of which everyone was very surprised. But before she could talk to Ethan, she already knew about this danger. Actually, she had heard everything through headphones, and now he knew that due to the absence of engines in the missiles, he himself would have to collide with the asteroid. And before the missile is activated, he will have to return to his spacecraft. In this mission, his chances of surviving were very low. And despite this, Ethan was ready to do this work, because he knew that now the responsibility of saving the Earth was on his shoulders. But at the same time, he told Grace that if he died, he should find someone else for himself, because he does not want to see him spending a lonely, sad life. As soon as Ethan's wish was fulfilled, everyone on Earth was ordered to go to the underground bunkers. After this, Ethan first tied Milo to his seat, so that he can reach the Earth safely. But Milo wanted to stay with his friend. As soon as the two were separated, Ethan faced many stones, and after colliding with one of them, his spacecraft started spinning in circles. To stop this, Ethan separated his compartment from the craft, after which the missiles were fine, but now his engine was separated. Then Grace told him that that part of Atlas was about to pass by him, and he does not want to sacrifice Ethan at any cost. But as soon as he heard this, Ethan told him that he should only think about saving the Earth now. And at the same time, Ethan told his ship to turn towards the asteroid and start the live stream. After this, he thanked everyone for detaching the missiles. At the same time, he told everyone that he always thought that either the people in front will die or the people behind. It is absolutely safe to work in the middle. But today, he was standing between the Earth and the asteroid. After this, while singing Grace's favorite song, he started moving towards the asteroid at full speed. Seeing this, everyone was crying along with Grace. As soon as he reached the asteroid, Grace tried unsuccessfully to press the missile button, and at that time, only a few moments spent with Ethan were spinning in his mind. But then Ethan reminded him of his responsibility and told him to press the button. Just a few seconds later, there was a huge explosion and the asteroid was scattered into small pieces. Those small pieces were looking like stars colliding with the Earth, which could be seen by millions of people as well as Milo. At that time, a boy in the crowd told his younger sister that today they will be able to go home only because of the Moon Man. In the next 10 years, because of everyone's hard work, the Earth was back to normal. And then the new chairman of the space program, Charlotte, told everyone that now humans are going to go to the moon again. And here Grace was also ready to go to the moon again. As soon as he reached there, he could see the moments spent on the moon of Ethan. Looking at them, he had tears of joy in his eyes. After this, while looking at the Earth with one of his companions, he told that the asteroid that exploded 10 years ago was now revolving around the Earth like a ring, which will always remind him of the Moon Man. If you get a chance, would you like to go out of the Earth? Do let us know in the comments. See you in the next video.